what's up? The T20 World Cup's going on right now and there have been some bangers already, like USA, Pakistan, and lots of close games, right? And I know most of you guys watching this video also play T20s. So today I'm going to teach you how to become a complete fast bowler for T20s specifically. And to do that, there's three things that you need to do. First, you need to understand the fundamental difference between T20s and other formats of the game. Second, you need to master the bare minimum to call yourself a T20 bowler. And third, you need to practice some situational options so that you have more depth and you're more complete. So starting off, what is the fundamental difference between T20s and other formats of the game? And it's basically that in other formats of the game, you want to take wickets to stop the runs. But in T20s, the script is flipped. You need to stop runs to take wickets. And what that means for you as a bowler is, in other formats of the game, you want to aim for good length and you want to pitch it up if the ball is swinging, right? I can guarantee every time you've gone to practice, or if you ever had a coach tell you to practice bowling, they're going to say, you see, I want you to pitch it right there. That's good length. I want you to hit this 6 times out of 6. And while good length is great, good length and pitching it up are very good deliveries for when you want to take wickets, because it's designed to get the batsman out when he's in a defensive mood. When you pitch it up because the ball is swinging, you're looking to get wickets through the assistance that you are given, which is the swing and the extra bounce you get from the ball being new. But here's the problem. I'm going to show you this white ball real quick. This is a ball that I used in a match, I think a few weeks back, and you can see how this is. This was after like 20 overs. And the ball stopped swinging 1.5 overs in. I know because I was bowling that second over. And the point is, this ball stops swinging very quickly, and odds are if you're playing a T20, the pitch is flat. Batsmen already have their mind made up. They only have 20 overs, and especially the openers and all, they're going to be going hard at the ball. And if you bowl a good length ball, most of the times batsmen are already decided, if I can get to it, I'm going to just step forward and I'm going to hit it. So now we move on to the second part, which is the bare minimum of what you need to be a T20 bowler. The first ball that you need to master is hard length. And the difference between hard length and good length is hard length is on the shorter side of good length. Here's why hard length is so good. If you pitch the ball on hard length, what happens is it's too short for a batsman to come on the front foot and hit it this way with a straight bat. If he was to do this, it'll either go over the bat or it'll hit him very high on the bat if he tries to play like a short arm shot. And what happens then is you cannot hit you for 6. If he's lucky, he'll get a single because a fielder didn't catch it. The way you want to bowl this as a bowler is you really want to hit the deck hard, and you want to go bowl this on the faster side. This is more of a general T20 thing. If the pitch is giving you some assistance, bowl them seam up. However, if the pitch is completely flat, you can also bowl cross seam, because this will allow the ball to either skid or bounce extra if it hits the seam, right? And also gives you a good grip in case it's raining. This is your bread. Your butter are Yorkers. Now, I'm not going to explain much about Yorkers. You aim for the crease-ish, and you want to get the ball right in the block hole so the batsman cannot hit it for 6. Now, the reason why hard length is your bread and Yorkers are your butter is because you can make a sandwich without butter, but you can't make it without bread. And what I mean by that is, Yorkers are very hard to pull off, even if you practice a lot. And the way I like to practice Yorkers is, rather than aiming for the crease, I like to aim for somewhere around the batsman's toes. Because the problem with aiming for the crease is, if the batsman steps out, right, or if he steps back, what happens is all your training is gone. It's now either a half volley or a full toss. So I like to watch the batsman and aim for his toes. And the way you can practice this is you take a shoe. I like to take my Crocs and I like to put them right here and I try and hit them. So Yorkers, if it's your day and you're bowling well, go for it 100%. But the issue is, Yorkers are very precise delivery. You miss, you're going to get punished. And you could miss not just because of your practice, you could miss because maybe the pitch is a little tilted, maybe there's wind, maybe there's water. So Yorkers are good. That's the second delivery. But hard length is where it's really good. First off, you have a large area for error. There's a wide range where you can bowl hard length. And in fact, a little variation is good because you don't want to keep bowling it in the same spot. A batsman will eventually, even if you bowl 6 perfect Yorkers, after the third one, if I know you're bowling a Yorker, I'll ramp it or I'll do some interesting shot. And by the 4th one, you're going to hit it. So point is, with hard length, there's only 2 shots you can realistically hit. either you can do some sort of a hybrid pull or like a flick, or if some technical batsmen, if it's a little wider, they try to dab it down to third man. The good thing is batsmen usually aren't able to do both. The batsmen who are big hitters, usually they'll do the leg side on. So for those, you want to go close to the wicket and angle it away. And on the other hand, the ones who like to guide it to third man, they're either trying not to hit, or they aren't the type of batsman who will go big like this. So for those, you angle it in and cram them for room. Because if you angle it in, it's going to be really hard to guide it down to third man. Now, the third thing that you need, this is the bare minimum by the way, you need at least one slower ball. And it can be any type of slower ball. The slower ball I like to bowl is the off cutter. And the reason I like to bowl this is because I keep the exact same grip and the same arm speed. I just twist it at the end. Your goal with slower balls is you want them to be hard to pick, at least from before you throw them. Because if you bowl like a knuckleball and you run up holding it like this, any batsman who has his eyes open will know something's off. If you run up like this though, and right at the end if he goes, by then he's already decided what he's doing most of the times. And the reason you have a slower ball is not to get the batsman out. One mistake I see a lot of people doing is they rely too much on variations. If you have 10 slower balls and only one faster ball, your faster ball is the variation now. Your slower balls are there to put doubt in the batsman's mind. I rarely get wickets with slow balls. What happens is I bowl a slower ball and the batsman next ball is like, oh, this is going to be slower, this is going to be a yorker, this is going to be over there. And then in doing that, I just bowl a straight ball which he misses because he's unsure, right? The point is, once you understand that batsmen want to hit you, you're still going to get wickets. It's not like just because you're bowling more defensive lines, you're not going to get wickets. You will get wickets because the batsman will do extra. And that is the key difference between T20s and other formats of the game. You aren't trying to manufacture wickets. Batsmen will give you just as many wickets if they are going to hit. Now we move on to the last section. These are two situational options that are becoming incredibly useful in today's T20s. And the first of those is the wide yorker. It's the same as bowling a normal yorker, but you want to keep it away. And there's a reason why wide yorkers work very well. As a batsman, my arm starts from here. And if I swing, I have maximum reach either straight down or straight that way. But if you see over here, as I swing that way, there's a huge gap right here. And that is what wide yorkers target. And I'm going to make a video specifically on this technique, but when the pitch is extremely flat, and you know the batsman is not going to miss the ball because of the pitch, bowling wide is a good strategy because it keeps the ball outside the batsman's head. So he really has to swing, and it's a big gamble. And yeah, it's not the most wicket-taking delivery, but if the pitch is flat enough, the batsman will edge this. He is going to touch this, and he's going to go for it as well. That's the good thing about T20s, that batsmen will go to hit you regardless of the situation, unless they're chasing like a target of 40, in which case, yeah, do whatever you want. And then the other option is the bouncer. Now, the reason these two are situational options is because eventually you will face some batsmen who are very good. And with those batsmen, you're not just going to be able to bowl 3 Harland balls and 3 yorkers. They'll just be ready. You have to push them back. And this is more of a general cricket thing, but having a bouncer, having a wide yorker, these are situational options that will allow you to push the batsman back, right? If the batsman is expecting a bouncer and then you bowl a yorker, you have a much better chance of getting him out. When you combine all of these, what ends up happening is you are ready to bowl in T20s. So in conclusion, I'll give you one last thing. You can still bowl good length and still bowl outswing. But my point is, don't start off with the aggressive option. Start off with the defensive option. The first ball you bowl should be as fast as you can, and it should be hard length. If you see the batsman is clearly just defending, he's just trying to survive, right? Or maybe he's new. In that case, yeah, you can pitch it up. You can try and get the swing. T20s are short enough to where bowling an over where you give less than 6 runs is as good as taking a wicket and giving away 10, 15. That's my point. So start off with the defensive option, and then yeah, if you take a wicket, fire in a yorker. If the ball is swinging, if the pitch is doing something, go to your aggressive options, but always start off defensively, and after that you can do whatever you want.